All right, let's talk about it. Today, I am going to share the story of how I built my multi-million-dollar brand. Honestly, it sounds so surreal and crazy to say that, but it's true. So for those of you who don't know, about 4.5 years ago, I decided to take my life savings and invest it into developing and launching my own brand. I had no investor money, no family money, no husband money, just my own hard-earned cash. It was so scary. So about just under 3 years ago, we actually launched the brand with my first product, which was Top Tote, the hat holder I invented. And then since then, we've launched other serviceable style products. Now, my belief behind my design process is that I don't want to just design cute shit for you guys. There are a lot of people doing that very well. I want to create products that make your life easier. I want them to have equal parts style and a function that is so good and so life-changing that it makes you want to share with your friends and family. Okay, so that is my goal and philosophy behind the brand. But today, not only do I want to share a little bit of my story and how I built this brand, but I also want to share 5 key fundamental things that I believe put my company in the best possible position to be successful. And for those of you out there, you may want to launch a brand or an e-commerce business, or maybe you already have a business. I truly believe that these things are universally applicable to everyone out there, no matter who you are. And I truly believe that these things are the foundation of a business to make it successful. And I'm just so excited to share these things with you. All right, let's go. Okay, I got my paper to remember. No, I know it. So, okay, the very first thing you need to do, even maybe you're just dreaming about a business, what you need to do right now is write down your intentions for the business and what your big picture goals are. This doesn't have to be a business plan, you guys. This could be a few sentences. You need to write down your intention, like what kind of products do you want to sell? What type of service do you want to offer? Whatever it may be, that's your intention. And then you need to write your big picture goal. I want to, sell to blah, 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 whatever it may be, write it down. That way you get it on paper, then you can process it even more, and you can look to those intentions and goals, and it'll help keep you on track. And you can also shift those ideas around. It is just so important. 7 years ago, I wrote it down that I wanted to make products that made people's life easier, and honestly, that has been my guide from here on out. This one sometimes gets overlooked, but it is so important. You need to have a clear sense of what your brand looks like. What does that mean? You need to figure out your logo. Everyone knows that. But you also need to figure out what your brand colors are, and typically that's 2 to 4 colors. Your fonts, which is typically 2 to 3 different fonts. That way, there is a through line between your website, your marketing, your advertising assets, and your social media that looks consistent and cohesive across all platforms. You know what they say, how first impressions last a lifetime? Think of that when it comes to your brand and get all these things aligned. They say looks aren't everything, but when it comes to a brand, looks are just as important as the product or service you are carrying or selling. Now, I highly suggest hiring a creative agency. I know it seems like a frivolous expense, but it's not. If you want to build a long-lasting brand, it is smart to hire and invest money in a creative agency to create that brand book to help you decide what you want your brand to look like. We invested money in this 4 years ago. I think I spent $3,000 to $5,000. I know it's a lot of money, but we to this day look to that brand book as a guide to keep my brand on track and always looking the same and always feeling like the Lindsay Albanese brand. It's such a huge identifier, and I highly recommend it. Get that shit together. Let's talk about money, because I think we all know that launching a brand and growing a brand or company is very expensive. Now, I self-funded and am self-funding my own business, and I don't want investors. I don't want anyone owning any of my business because I want to be my own boss. So last year, I realized that we needed some extra money because all of our money was tied up in inventory. So I came across Clearco, which they're actually sponsoring this, which is so cool because I organically used their services last year and honestly am using them right now. And now I'm partnering with them to shoot a video with them to share with you guys how great this funding service is. So anyways, Clearco is the world's largest investor for e-commerce brands. And the best part is, you guys, there is no interest. You only pay a flat rate and that's it. and there is no equity. They don't take any equity from your business. And for me, those two things are some of the most important things. Oh, and they don't take any personal guarantees, so that's great too. So basically what they do is they take data from your site and then they generate funding options from there and let you know what they can give you in 24 hours. So it's such a streamlined process. Like I shared, no joke, right now, like everything aside, because this is influencer Lindsay, and when this camera goes off, I'm CEO Lindsay for my brand. When Clearco reached out to me to do this video, I was like, yeah, that's great, let's do a video. I've used your service, and also I need some funding. So I'm telling you guys, it's a trusted service. I use it, and I'm currently using it for my brand. So I'll include the link below to everything, and if you need funding, I think you should check it out. I just realized this video comes at the perfect time because the holidays are pretty much here. So if you're someone who already has an e-commerce business and you need some extra cash for ads or whatever during the holiday season, it would be great to check this out because you could get some extra funding without giving up equity. Like, that is seriously the most important thing to me. Like, I want to own all of my business, just me personally. This next one is funny because when I first launched my brand, I was so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about it and so optimistic. I was like, I'll never need to pay for digital ads or social media ads. My product will just sell on its own forever. Boy, was I wrong. And I mean, I even have a social following. Man, the reality is, in order to sell and grow, you have to pay for digital advertising. There's no getting around it. And you know, there's no more proof than the fact that even Kim Kardashian, you know, Skims, is paying for ads. Like, I get Skims ads all the time when I'm like scrolling Facebook or Instagram. And that's Kim Kardashian. She's got 250 million Instagram followers. And even she, or her company, has to pay for ads to connect with customers that she doesn't already have. So some people choose to learn the language of digital advertising. I could never. So whether you do that, but I think a reality is as your business grows, you are going to have to pass the torch to a company, to experts that work in digital advertising. So start small, you know, I don't know, Google digital ad companies. Start small. I would ask them what brands they've worked with. That's also great. I would ask if they can give you references that you can call. Me as a company, I've been a reference for my ad agency to many different brands. So I think that's important. Ask for that ad agency's reference and call them. I hope that made sense. If you're going in business to be a business, you know, it takes money to make money. So this is important. Even Kim K does. I mean, what more proof do you need? And this one comes from my dad because truthfully, when my dad told me I needed this, I kind of fought him on it because I'm like, I don't want to spend money on that. But the truth is, if you are not a numbers person, you have got to hire a bookkeeper and a financial advisor. Now, I know this sounds like wildly expensive. I'm talking a CPA or somebody that maybe you can have a meeting, maybe once a month, an hour meeting, just to look at your financials to really understand if you are making money. And the bookkeeper is to plug in all of your expenses, including the expenses that you invested when launching the business. You need to plug in all of those things because until you have all that organized, you have no idea if you're making money. It's just like when I hear people on social media say all the time, oh, I made $1,000 today. I'm like, but yeah, is that less your cost of goods sold, all your inventory? Because the reality is, just because you made $1,000 doesn't mean you took home $1,000. And I hired these people from the beginning, and it is really how I know when it's okay to spend, when it's not, where I should spend, if we have budget for this. It is the number one thing that will keep you in business. Financial clarity, so important. Don't mess with it. You need to be smart enough to know that these numbers and launching a business, it is very dynamic, and there are a ton of little expensive that we think, oh, just $10 here, $20 here, $100. It adds up. And if you don't keep track, you're not gonna make any money, as simple as that. But I'm telling you, when I first started, I'm like, Dad, I don't need that. I'm just a small business. Thank God, because if you are starting this business because you want to be successful and you want it to be a big success and a big brand, you need to start off with the right things in the beginning. That way you're on track and you don't have to reverse a mess once you start doing big things. Everything will be clear, your financials will be there, and you'll be good to go. I'm telling you guys, every single one of these tips played a massive role in the success of my business. You can have the best idea in the world. If you do not have these 5 things in check, it doesn't mean it's going to sell. It doesn't mean your brilliant idea is gonna sell. Your brilliant service is going to sell. You have got to have a strong foundation to be able to grow and withstand growth and whatnot. Please let me know what you guys thought of this video, and please make sure that you check out ClearCo. Their information is below. If you need funding, they should be your first stop after you click off this video, I am telling you. Yeah, and I just love sharing my journey with you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I don't know, if you like this, give me some more suggestions on videos. I would love to hear from you. All right, thank you guys so much. Good luck on your business endeavors. You can do it. The only people that can make it happen are the ones who try. So all you need to do is try, and you are capable. I promise you. Good luck.